Okay. Hello everyone. This is Abhishek Singh, Assistant Professor at Engineering College, Banswara, Rajasthan. So welcome to our channel TechQ Faculties. So here I will be teaching basic electrical engineering subject under the initiative Let's Bridge the Gap. Okay, so last lecture we have discussed some circuit solving methods to solve the complex electrical circuits, that is nodal analysis and mesh analysis. So today we'll discuss the network theorems. We'll start with the theorems. So before we start network theorems, let's discuss about the very basic property, that is the linearity property. So we'll first discuss what is the linearity property. Okay, because in each theorem we'll take this name, the linear circuit, so you should know about what is linearity. Okay, so let's discuss linearity property. Okay, so it's a combination of it's a combination of additive and homogeneity and homogeneity property. Okay, so an element is a linear element if it follows both the additive property and homogeneous property. So what is additive property, or you can say what is homogeneity? Let's say first discuss homogeneity. What is homogeneity? Okay, so if an element possesses homogeneity property, that means the if the input is scaled by some factor, then the output or response will also be scaled by that factor. Suppose our voltage and current relationship, what is it? V is equal to R I, Ohm's law. So if we scale input by some factor, like input is current suppose, and output is the response is voltage. So if we scale this current by some factor k, then definitely our output V will also be scaled by the same factor k. So if we scale I by k, it is R into ki, then definitely our output will also be kV. Okay, so it will be k Ri. Okay, so this is homogeneity property. And what is additive property? Additive means the response for the sum of input will be same as the response of the input taken separately. Okay, like if you are taking this same example, the voltage current relationship. So if we add different inputs, suppose we have a different input, we have a V1 response for I1 input and V2 response for I2 input. Okay, now if we add this input, okay, suppose R I1 plus I2, so response for sum of the inputs will be equal to the response of the input acting individually. Like if we are writing it like this, means we are adding input, sum of input. And what is it? V is equal to R I1 plus R I2. And what it is it? V is equal to, this is V1, this is V2. So it's V1 plus V2. So this is your additive property. Okay. So you know there is a relation, that is P is equal to I square R, power relation. So is it linear? Is it linear? We can check. We can check with the homogeneity. Scale I with K. Then it will be equal to K square I square R. Okay. So you scaled I with K, but your output is scaled by K square. Okay. Or if you are checking additive property, so it's not homogeneous. If you are checking additive property, maybe homogeneous, but if you are checking additive property, suppose you are taking two inputs I1 plus I2 square R. So what will be the result? I1 square plus I2 square plus 2 I1 I2, okay, into R. So it is not equal to P1 plus P2. Okay. So this P is equal to I square R is not following linearity property. So this relation is not linear. Okay. So if you are clear with this linearity property, the resistance, linear resistance, we will be discussed in the network theorem. So next we will start with the very first theorem, that is superposition theorem. So what superposition theorem states? The superposition theorem states that the voltage across or current through an element in a linear circuit is the algebraic sum of the voltage across or current through that element due to each independent source acting alone. Okay. तो ये आपको समझना है कि if we want a voltage across or current through any element, then we have to calculate the voltage across or current through the same element with one source acting at a time. Okay, and then we'll take an algebraic sum of the effect of all sources acting individually. Okay, so let's understand with this example. Suppose in this example we want this V0, the voltage across this 2 ohm resistor, using superposition theorem. So what we'll do, we'll take one source at a time and find this voltage across this 2 ohm resistance. Okay, then first we'll take 8 ampere and we'll off this 40 volt and find voltage across 2 ohm. Then second time we'll take this 40 volt source and off this 8 ampere current source and again find the voltage across this 2 ohm, and then we'll take algebraic sum of the voltages. That will be your answer. Okay, so if we are going to apply superposition, so let's first take 8 ampere source. Okay, तो फिर हम 40 वोल्ट को ऑफ करेंगे. ओके, 2 ohm minus V0. We are taking this 8 ampere source here. This is 3 ohm. This is 5 ohm. And this voltage source will turn off. So if we are turning off the voltage source, that means we are short circuiting it, because the internal resistance of ideal voltage source is 0. So resistance 0 means short circuit. Okay, so if we have this circuit, then what will be the current here in this branch? So we can directly apply current divider rule. Here the total resistance is 3 to 5, and here also the resistance is 5. It means this 8 ampere will equally divide in these two branch. So here the current will be 4 ampere. Okay, so your voltage V0, let's say V0 dash here, will be equal to 2 ohm into 4 ampere, that is 8 volt. Okay, first step. Okay, secondly, we'll take this 40 volt source and we'll off this 8 ampere current source. Okay, step 2, we'll off this current source. Turning off current source means open circuiting, because the internal resistance of ideal current source is infinite. So if it is practical source, then we have to replace them by their internal impedance, but it is ideal source, so we are replacing them by short circuit or open circuit. Okay, so let's take this 40 volt, this is 5 ohm, this is 3 ohm, this is 2 ohm, plus minus V0. Okay, here you can apply directly the KVL. Total voltage is 40 and apply KVL in loop. Voltage is 40 and total resistance is 10. So current I in this loop will be 4 ampere, and then suppose this is V0 double dash, then voltage across 2 ohm V0 double dash will be equal to I into 2, it is 4 into 2, 8 volt only. Okay, so now your answer is algebraic sum of the voltage across the same element with individual source acting alone. So your answer will be V0 dash plus V0 double dash, means 8 plus 8 is equal to 16 volt. Okay, so this is your superposition theorem. So अगर आपको सुपरपोजिशन थ्योरम अप्लाई करने को बोला गया है तो आप अप्लाई करेंगे, अदरवाइज हम डायरेक्टली यहाँ पे नोडल लगा लेते, एक इक्वेशन में हमारा V0 हमको पता चल जाता, ठीक है, वो डायरेक्ट 16 वोल्ट आ जाता। ओके, सो यहाँ आप देखेंगे कैसे आपको सुपरपोजिशन थ्योरम लगाना है। एक कोई मल्टी सोर्स नेटवर्क है, देयर इज अ मल्टी सोर्स नेटवर्क, देन वी हैव टू कैलकुलेट वोल्टेज अक्रॉस और करंट थ्रू अ पर्टिकुलर एलिमेंट with independent source acting alone, and then we'll take algebraic sum of the effect of all sources. Clear? Okay, so let's move towards the next theorem, that is Thevenin's theorem. So what is Thevenin's theorem? Thevenin's theorem states that a linear two-terminal circuit can be replaced by an equivalent circuit consist of voltage source VTH in series with a resistor RTH, where VTH is open circuit voltage at the terminals and RTH is the input or equivalent resistance at that terminal with all independent source turned off. So we'll explain this. Suppose we have a complex circuit here, it has voltage sources, resistances, and the complex network is here. Okay, and there is a load here, RL. Okay, so if we have to find current in a particular branch, so we'll take it as a load, and then the rest of the circuit is a complex network. And so what Thevenin theorem say, we can change this network, replace this network N with an equivalent voltage source with series resistance RTH and VTH. So we can replace this N, this complex network, with this equivalent voltage source with series resistance. Then we'll connect up our load here, that is RL. Okay, so if we want current in this RL, we can easily find the current directly by equation I is equal to VTH divided by RTH plus RL. But what is this VTH and this RTH? So what is this? VTH is a open circuit voltage at the terminal. Means you have to open circuit this terminal. This where there is a load, you have to open circuit that terminal and find the open circuit voltage. Like if you have network here, open circuit that load and find the voltage here, that is your VTH. And what is RTH? For RTH, again you have to open circuit that load and find R equivalent, seeing from this side, with all independent source turned off. जितने भी अंदर independent source होंगे उनको turn off करेंगे. Means voltage source will be short circuited and current source will be open circuit. Okay, clear? Okay, so let's understand with an example. Suppose here we have to find current in 15 ohm. Okay, so this 15 ohm will be our load. So what we will do, we'll convert this rest of the circuit into an equivalent voltage source with series resistance. That is our Thevenin theorem says. Okay, so we'll convert this into Thevenin equivalent. So what is Thevenin equivalent? A voltage source with series resistance VTH and RTH. Okay, then we'll connect our load, that is 15 ohm, where we have to find the current. Okay, then our current will be I is equal to simply VTH divided by RTH plus 15. Okay, now our concern is VTH and RTH. So what will be your VTH? The open circuit voltage. Means here is your voltage 180 volt, resistance that is 90 ohm, current source of 2 ampere, again a 90 ohm, there is a 60 ohm resistance, and the load terminal we have open circuited, and you have to find the voltage at this terminal. This is your VTH. Okay, so here you can apply any method, nodal, mesh, whatever you want, you can apply this. So if you are applying nodal, suppose we are applying nodal, you can assume that this is V. Okay, here at this node the voltage is VTH. We'll take care of it later. So suppose we are applying nodal here, taking reference this node. So we are assuming a current I1 here and current I2 here. Apply KCL at node. So incoming current is equal to outgoing current. Incoming current is 2 ampere, and outgoing current is I1 plus I2. Okay, 2 is equal to I1. What will write? I1 means this one, V2 0. The same current I1 is going in 90 and in 60 ohm. Okay, so I1 will be V minus 0 divided by 150. Okay, and I2, what is I2? I2 is this current, V minus 180 divided by 90. Clear? Okay, so from here you will find your V, not VTH. From here you will find your V only. So you can calculate V from here. V 90V plus 150V minus 150 into T is equal to 150 into 90 into 2. Okay, so what will you get? 240 V is equal to 300 into 180 again, and V will be equal to 300 into T divided by 240. Okay, you can calculate from here. 6 4 ja into 4 6 3 ja 900 by 4. Okay, so what is this? Is V. Now what is VTH? VTH is basically the voltage at this branch. That means 60 into current in this branch is I1. So if you get V, then you can find I1, that is 60 into I1 means V by 150. V by 150. I1 is V by 150, and you got V here 60 into V, that is 900 divided by 4 into 150. Okay, so like this you will get your VTH. Okay, six 360 by 4, and it will be 90 volt. I think calculation you can cross check. I'm doing roughly, so it's I think 90 volt. And then second thing, you have to find RTH. Okay, for RTH you have to turn off the independent sources and you have to find the RTH. So let's turn off this voltage source. Here is 90 ohm. Turn off this current source also, and here again 90 ohm, and this is your 60 ohm. Okay, 90 and 60, and at this terminal you have to find RTH. Okay, so your 90 and 90, that is series resistances, so 180 and 180 60 will be in parallel, so RTH will be 180 into 60 divided by 180 plus 60, that is 240. Okay, it is 45 ohm, I think. Okay, so your answer will be I is equal to, now you got your VTH and RTH here. So VTH is 90 divided by 45, that is RTH plus 15. Okay, so 90 by 60, so that will be your answer. So like this you have to apply Thevenin theorem. Okay, कई बार क्वेश्चन ऐसा आता है 15 ओम नहीं होता, किसी ब्रांच में आपको करंट नहीं पूछी होती, बस ये टर्मिनल गिवन होता ए एंड बी, एंड क्वेश्चन आपका होता कि फाइंड द थेवेनिन इक्विवेलेंट सर्किट, देन you have to just calculate VTH and RTH and you have to draw this circuit, this voltage source with series resistance. VTH, find your VTH RTH and draw this circuit. This is your Thevenin equivalent simply. Okay, so if you understood the Thevenin equivalent, the next theorem, that is the Norton's equivalent, is the analogous to Thevenin equivalent. Okay, so let's see what Norton say. So Norton's theorem states that a linear two-terminal circuit can be replaced by an equivalent circuit consisting of current source with parallel resistance, where this current source is a short circuit current through the terminal, and this Rn is the equivalent resistance at the terminal when all independent source turned off. तो ये भी बिल्कुल आपके थेवेनिन जैसा ही है, एक्सप्लेनेशन हम वैसे ही करेंगे. Suppose we have a network N and suppose there is a load RL, we have to find current in this branch. Okay, तो किसी भी ब्रांच में आपको करंट चाहिए, वही आपका लोड हो जाएगा, और बाकी जो भी सर्किट बचता है that will be your complex network. Okay, so what Norton's say that you can replace this N network in an equivalent current source IN with a parallel resistance Rn. Okay, so you converted this N into this, then connect your load here RL, and if you have to find current in this load, then your current will be directly from current divider IN into opposite branch resistance, that is Rn, divided by Rn plus RL. So this Rn is nothing but the RTH you have calculated before. Okay, so it's a equivalent resistance at the open circuited terminal, but this IN here is a short circuit current. Okay, like in Thevenin you have calculated VTH, that was an open circuit voltage. Now what you have to do, you have to just open this terminal, the load one, you have to just open this terminal and then short that terminal and find current in that terminal, and that will be your Norton current. Okay, and Rn is the same Thevenin current. You have to just open the terminal, the load, and you have to find R equivalent with all independent source turned off. Okay, okay, so let's take an example. So here we don't have to find current in any branch, we just have to find a Norton's equivalent here. Okay, Norton's equivalent at terminal AB. So here the terminal is given, means if there, अगर यहाँ पे कोई लोड होता AB पे और उसमें करंट पूछता, तो हम उसको पहले हटाते, नॉर्टन्स इक्विवेलेंट लिखते, फिर अपना लोड लगा के करंट फाइंड कर लेते. दैट इज सिंपल प्रोसेस. But here we just have to find the Norton's equivalent, means the terminal is already opened, we have to find our IN and Rn. So to find IN, what we'll do, we'll draw the circuit. The same circuit we have taken. We can apply every theorem, every analysis in every circuit. Okay, so it will cross check your answer. slight difference is there. This was 60 ohm that time. Okay. Okay. So now we have to find Norton's current. So what is Norton's current? The terminal is already open, so we have to just short this terminal and find current in this. This is your IN, Norton's current. So if you shorted the terminal, then the branch which is in exact parallel with this shorted branch, there is no use of this branch, because the current flowing from here will bypass this 180 resistance and will flow through this short circuit, because current always follow the minimum resistance path. So your circuit is simply, there is a current flowing like this and there is another current flowing like this, that is your IN. So IN is flowing from 90 to ground directly. Okay, suppose there is a current I1. So apply KCL at this node. Let's say this is V. Okay, so KCL. So incoming current is equal to 4 ampere, outgoing current is equal to I1 plus IN. Okay, so 4 is equal to I1 is what? V minus 450 by 90, and plus IN is what? This is your IN straight, V by 90, V minus 0 by 90, because this 180 is not here in circuit, short circuited. Okay, so from here you will get your V. What is V? 2V minus 450 is equal to 360. Okay, from here you will get at 10 and voltage. Okay, so this is your V, but you have to find IN. So what will be your IN? It is V by 90. Okay, 405 by 90 ampere. So this is your IN. Okay, and now RTH. What is RTH? So for RTH you have to just turn off your sources. Okay, turn off this current source also, current source open circuited, voltage source short circuited. Okay, and this terminal you have to find RTH. This is 90, this is 90, this is 180. So this 90 is in series and this 180 will be in parallel. So your RTH will be 180 into 180 divided by 180 plus 180, that is 90 ohm. Okay, so you asked the Norton's equivalent. So Norton current will be here. You have this value of IN here. Okay, and your parallel resistance RN is here. You have value of RN 90 ohm. Here is the IN. Okay, so like this you have to apply Norton's equivalent, Norton's theorem. Okay, so Thevenin Norton is analogous. The one thing you have to remember, if you have a dependent source in a circuit, if you have a dependent source in a circuit, so you cannot directly find R equivalent or RTH from here, because you cannot turn off the dependent source. So what you will do, like here also, so what we will do, if you have dependent source in circuit, to calculate RTH, तो डिपेंडेंट सोर्स को आप ऑफ नहीं कर सकते, तो वी हैव थ्री मेथड्स टू कैलकुलेट RTH. फर्स्ट, calculate VTH and Norton current IN, that is open circuit voltage at that terminal and short circuit current at that terminal, and then your RTH will be VTH by IN. This is the first method, you can adopt it. Second, take 1 ampere current at that terminal and find voltage across that. Find voltage V at that terminal. Okay, then your RTH will be V by 1 ampere. Okay. Third one, take 1 volt voltage source. 1 volt voltage source at that terminal and find current from the voltage source. Find I. Okay. Then your RTH will be 1 by I. Okay. So if you have a dependent source in a circuit, so you may adopt any one of these methods. You can calculate VTH IN and take the ratio of VTH IN to calculate RTH. You can assume a 1 ampere current source at the terminal and find the voltage across that source and find RTH by V by 1, and you may also connect a 1 volt voltage source and find current supplying by the voltage source, and then find your RTH by 1 divided by I. Okay, so these are the methods you can adopt to calculate RTH if you have dependent source in circuit. Okay, but if you have all independent source in a circuit, then you can directly turn off the independent source and find the RTH like this. Okay, so next we have a theorem, that is maximum power transfer theorem. This is very important one. We'll take help of Thevenin equivalent circuit here only. So what this maximum power transfer is, maximum power is transferred to the load when the load resistance equals the Thevenin resistance as seen from the load. What it means is, if you have a network here, and there is a load, say RL, so in RL the power transfer will be maximum if this RL is equal to the Thevenin equivalent resistance, that is equivalent resistance at this terminal. What it means, if we convert this network into a equivalent voltage source VTH, that we can do according to Thevenin. So if we convert this here, so if there is a load RL here, then the power transfer into this RL will be maximum if RL is equal to RTH. So this is your statement. So let's prove this statement. Okay, suppose here is current I. So what is current in load? I is equal to VTH divided by RTH plus RL. Okay, now what is power absorbed by this load? Power PL, it will be I square R, I square RL. So it will be VTH by RTH plus RL square into RL. Okay, now if you have to find the maxima, the maximum power will be transferred to the load, so you have to differentiate this power, load power, with respect to the load resistance. So let's say dPL by dRL. Okay, let's say dPL upon dRL. So what will get U by V? You can apply U by V simply. So RTH plus RL square. Differentiating RL will get 1 minus RL into 2 RTH plus RL divided by RTH plus RL power 4 is equal to VT square is here. This is constant. So you have to equate it is equal to 0 to find the condition for maxima. So from here you will get your relation that for the power to be maximum, your RL should be equal to RTH. Okay, so this is your condition for maximum. Okay, so if you put this RL is equal to RTH here, so what will be your maximum power? P max will be equal to VTH square divided by RL RTH, 2 RTH, sorry, 2 का square 4 RTH square into RTH. तो कैंसिल करेंगे तो फाइनल P max will be VTH square by 4 RTH. So this is your maximum power. Okay, so if we have if this source is supplying some, let's say, power P, and your load is absorbing the maximum power, this maximum power is transferring to the load, so what will be the power, actual power that will be transferred to the load? This is the very frequent, very common question asked in every Viva or interview. If this source is supplying P, power P, then what will be the power transferred here if maximum power is transferred? So you know maximum power will be transferred to the load only when this RL is equal to RTH. It means both resistances are same. That means if P power supplied by this source, then it will absorb by both resistor equally. So this source will absorb the half of the power, that is P by 2, and that is maximum power. Okay, so this you can remember. So अब न्यूमेरिकल किस टाइप के आएंगे हम डिस्कस कर सकते हैं इसको. कोई भी एक सर्किट, रैंडम सर्किट हम ले सकते हैं. Suppose here we have a circuit. Here you have to calculate RL. Okay, so to calculate RL you have to find the question is find RL if maximum power transfer to it. Okay, so if maximum power transferring to RL, find RL. So you have to just find RTH at that terminal, and your RL will be equal to RTH only if the maximum power is transferring to RL. So to calculate RTH, what we will do, turn off your independent sources and find RTH at that terminal simply. This current source will be open, 2 ohm, and this is your terminal A, terminal B. Open circuit your load. This is 2, this is 3, this is 12, this is 6. and find RTH here, and this RTH will be your RL. So this 6 and 12 is in parallel, so this combination of 6 and 12 will be equal to 4 ohm I think, and this 4, 3 and 2 will be in series, so RTH will be 4 plus 3 plus 2 9 ohm. Okay, simple. Also, if you want to find the power across that load, then you have to find the VTH across this terminal, same as Thevenin theorem. So you have to write your circuit like this. Put everything at their place. Okay, here you have to find open circuit voltage here. This is your VTH. Okay, so you can apply anything, the nodal or mesh, to find this VTH. When you got your VTH, then your maximum power will be VTH square divided by 4 RTH. You got your RTH here, you will get your VTH, and then this will be your maximum power. क्वेश्चंस डिफरेंट वे में भी पूछ सकते हैं, लाइक यू कैन आस्क कि व्हाट विल बी द वैल्यू ऑफ RL if maximum power is transferred to this 3 ohm. What will be value of RL if maximum power transferred to this 3 ohm? In that case, what we will do, in that case your RL is 3 ohm because maximum power is transferring to this 3 ohm, and your RL will be equal to RTH. So you have to calculate RTH at this terminal, at this 3 ohm terminal. Okay, so your circuit will be like this. This is shorted, this is 12, and this is your open circuit terminal, that was your load, and this is your RL. This is 2, this is RL, this is 12, this is 6. Okay, now you have to find RTH from this terminal, and this RTH will be equal to your load that you have removed, that is 3 ohm. Okay, so find RTH. So this 6 and 12 will be in parallel, and the combination will be 4 ohm. So your RTH will be this 4 and RL and 2 will be in series, 4 plus RL plus 2, and this RTH will be equal to the load resistance that you have removed, that was 3 ohm. So we will put 3 here in and RTH, and equal to 4 plus RL plus 2, or from here you will get your RL. So this can be the different question. You have a maximum power transferring in this branch, but you have to find this resistance. So this is your load. You have to open this terminal and find RTH here, and put that RTH is equal to this load, and find the resistance. Okay, so this is all for your first year syllabus. These 4 theorems are enough. So we have studied Thevenin, Norton's superposition, and maximum power transfer theorem. So what is the application of Thevenin? Why we have to learn all this theorem if we have nodal and mesh analysis are enough to solve any complex circuit? So what is the benefit here? You can see here, if you have, suppose, a variable load, okay, and the load is changing. So for every load you have to, if you are applying nodal or mesh, so for every load you have to calculate, you have to apply nodal or mesh to calculate the current in that particular load. Okay, for every time you have to calculate current using nodal or mesh. But if you are using Thevenin theorem, then you don't have to care about the load. You are just open the load and convert your network, complex network, into Thevenin equivalent. For Thevenin equivalent, you have to just solve your circuit once you will get your VTH and RTH. Then to find the current in a variable load, you have to just change the value of this load. You don't have to solve the circuit again and again. You just solve the circuit once and find your VTH and RTH. Okay, now you have to just put this value RL here. If you are changing load, put this changing load here and you will get your current. Okay, so this is the main application here. And the maximum power transfer theorem is applicable for amplification. Okay, you have to, when you have to draw a maximum power for any application, then maximum power transfer theorem will be applicable. So in amplifiers, now you can apply maximum power transfer theorem. Okay, so this is all for the DC circuit. Then next module we will discuss some AC circuit and some AC circuit behaviors. Thank you.